I'm putting a trigger warning on this episode as I am talking about some very sensitive topics. It is still a laugh, it's not all doom and gloom, but it's just in case people are easily triggered, then just be aware. Enjoy the episode. Welcome back, mis hijos. That means my children in Spanish. I'm picking up a lot. I am also in school, so I should be picking up a lot. I'm in Spanish school at the minute. But, guys, I went crazy last night. I went out. I came home at 7, which is very unlike me. And also even more crazy, seeing as in the last episode I was like, I'm just not a going out person. Madrid has turned me into a different person. You'd never catch me doing that in Glasgow. Ever. I used to do it when I was a crazy psycho little 19-year-old, but no, not anymore. Also, I just think I don't enjoy the nightlife in Glasgow. Sorry, people are going to be offended by that, but I actually don't. I just don't think it's fun. It's expensive, to be honest. It's the same thing as it always been. There's nothing new, so I think that's why Madrid has made me excited to go back out again. That's not even the point of this episode today. This isn't what I'm getting into, but so you could say that I'm feeling a little bit fragile right now. I'm on very little sleep, but I thought there's no better time to film an episode than right now, in this very instant. So I brought out the camera, and here we are. I've also decided that I'm not swearing anymore. So I'm going to try really hard not to say any profanities, because firstly my mum gets upset by it. Boring. And it'll probably make me more marketable, won't it? Like, no one wants to be putting adverts into a podcast where every second word's the F word. So this whole episode, I'm not going to swear once. I'm not even going to say CRAP, which is I don't even think that you can count that as a swear word, to be completely honest. I'm going to be so well behaved. And I've written down a wee plan because I had things that I really wanted to talk about. Because basically last week I was really sick. I had like a stomach bug or something, and I was like spewing out both ends, and I just had a lot of time to sit and think in this room. And there's nothing worse than being sick when you're not with like your mum and you're not at home, so it was really not enjoyable. And the bathroom that I use is like in the kitchen. It's like, I don't really know how to say it. This room is behind the kitchen, right? My bathroom is in the kitchen. So while the whole family, the au pair family, were in the kitchen, I was like throwing up and having diarrhea while they were literally in the kitchen. It was horrible. It was a horrible time. Anyway, and I was just thinking, because I was so down, I was just thinking about like body image and how much I actually hate the way I look at the minute. I don't know how I got onto it, but I think it was, honestly, actually, no, I do remember how I started thinking about it, because this is so unbelievably toxic. I thought you should do a podcast episode on this, because that is, I was about to say the F word, that is crazy, and something that you need to talk about. Because one of my first thoughts about the fact that I was so sick, I was like, oh, like, that's quite good though, because like maybe I'll lose a wee bit of weight from that, girl. And like, I caught myself as I was saying it to myself. I was like, mate, shut up. Like, that is not good. That is not good at all. Like, the fact that is one of the first things my mind goes to is, but you'll lose a wee bit of weight, you're gonna be skinny, which like, it really annoyed me and it really upset me, because I was like, girl, you need to start taking care of yourself more, and you need to start giving yourself more credit. Because recently, I've always struggled with body image. I think everyone, boy, woman, anyone has will experience some sort of body dysmorphia or like unhappiness with their body at some point in their life. And I think that it's something that like it's not really something that you can just tackle very easily, but I do think it is something that like we need to talk about more, because it is crazy that firstly that my mind goes to that, and the way that like we pick apart our body so much. Like, there's this whole social media movement where like it's inclusive, like everybody is beautiful, blah blah blah, which is great. Like, we're seeing like different body types, sizes and everything like that, which is fantastic, but I just do not think it has changed the mentality whatsoever. Like, at all. I do not think it's changed the mentality. And I think social media is so bloody toxic when it comes to stuff like this, and I'm bad for it, like comparing myself to people online and just picking apart the way I look, like in the mirror. Like, I'll literally look at myself after a shower and be like, oh, straight up ooh. I don't think I can point out one thing about myself that I actually like, which is so sad. It's really, 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 really sad when I really think about it and I'm saying it out loud now. That is so upsetting that I can't even find anything that I actually like about the way I look and like about my body. And I feel like we all need to be a lot easier on each other. And I was thinking back, I do think that it has become a bit better because I wrote down some like things from the past, like the thigh gap. Do you remember the thigh gap? That was crazy. I'm going to put an image on the screen for YouTube just in case people don't know what I'm talking about. Basically, the thigh gap was just this like moment, and like I don't know how long it lasted for. Maybe it was from like 2013, like 2014, till who knows when. And it was basically just this obsession with having this gap in between your thighs and having your thighs not touch, and like you had to have it, otherwise like you were basically fat. Like, it was insane. It was so unbelievably toxic. Like, I do think that we've come away from that now, and I think we're better for calling stuff out when stuff like this comes up and everyone's like, and you have like, oh, see TikTok, when you've got stuff like, you have strawberry skin, like when you've got like little bumps on your arms, or like what was the other one? I wrote them down. Hip dips, smile lines. People don't want their smile lines. Do you want to look like you're emotionless? I don't understand. It is insane the way that we pick apart our bodies and just give these little things names, like strawberry legs, strawberry arms. What, like my skin? Like, oh, I'm trying so hard not to swear. It's really difficult. You don't realise how much you actually swear until you try to not swear, and you're so aware of trying not to swear. Like, it is very much part of my language, and I do think that is a Scottish thing as well, like, or even like a UK thing, that we do just swear quite a lot, and it's just like second nature. Like, Americans, I think, do believe that we swear quite a lot. Like, even like the C word is so casual in the UK. Like, it's so casual. Like, same in Australia. Like, it's super casual there. Like, you just call someone that, like oh, you're a good C word. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't ever do that on the podcast, but I'm finding it hard, especially because I'm talking about a topic that I'm like really like passionate about, but I'm actually just like, oh no, I said it, I'm beeping out. I'm annoyed about it, and like what I'm talking about, I'm like, this is actually so crazy and ridiculous, and I need to start working on it more, because I just realised like it was a total like moment of like, this is so not good anymore. Like, I think having that moment of when I was sick made me realise that I actually got into a point where I was like, right, you need to speak to someone about this, you need to speak to your therapist, you need to like speak to your friends, tell them about how you're feeling, because I've had, like I'd said, body image issues since I was a kid, since the bloody thigh gap. Like, it's been a thing forever, and I remember like experiencing bulimia, and I actually, it's very strange, because when I was bulimic, it was for 2 years, but only during the summer, which is bizarre, isn't it? Like, or maybe it's not, maybe that's not like that bizarre, but for me, no one really talked about it, and it's not something any of my friends have really talked about. But yeah, like, it was only during the summer. It was from, I think, maybe 2019. Yeah, it was 2018 and 2019, and it was like from May till September is when it was like the period of like when it was getting hotter outside, you wear less clothes, you were going on holiday. That's when I would start to make myself sick, and like it was consistent, and then it like stopped. Like, by September I just didn't really care anymore, so I like stopped, because I was covered up, because in Scotland obviously it gets so cold, so I just didn't really care anymore, which is just so bizarre. And I managed to like, I never had to do anything, I feel like I was quite lucky in that sense, where I didn't actually have to do anything, didn't have to do too much to stop being bulimic. Like, I actually managed to just stop by myself, which a lot of people are unable to do, because it's so difficult. But I just like spoke to my therapist a little bit, and then I just kind of stopped. And the same, it was actually the same with my mum. My mum was bulimic when she was younger. She did a lot of ballet, and ballet is a whole other thing. That is a total cult keep wanting to say the F word, total cult, awful, weird society. Like, it's just another ball game, like ballet. And my mum was the same. She was bulimic, and she just stopped by herself. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it's something in my family, but yeah, I just managed to stop, and like I've not really done it since. And it's not even something that I've thought about, because I think in my mind I'm like, no, it's bad to do this, like, don't do this. And I've kind of trained myself to do that. But I remember when I was doing it, like, I just felt so awful myself. I was already skinny, like, and my problem's always been that I've like, when I left school, I just didn't carry on sport, because see, when you go to uni, you don't care. Do you know what I mean? Like, some people keep it up, but like in school I was doing like hockey, and then before that I was doing cross country, like, and I was doing tennis. Like, I was a wee sports girly, and I would run and things like that. And then when I went to uni, I was like, I actually do not care, no one's forced me to do this anymore. I don't have to do any toxic hockey matches with crazy people. And yeah, I just kind of lost it, and I like never found the motivation to do it again. So I just resorted to getting an eating disorder. That's not what I would say. Having an eating disorder, and that was like the only thing I could really control, and I just didn't really have any control over my body, or like over exercise or eating. Like, it was crazy. And oh my god, I remember this one time. So when I was this must have been, yeah, it was 2019. And I also, you know what, this is obviously not his fault, but it definitely added to this. I was seeing a boy, like going out with a boy who was mad into fitness. Like, he had the most insane body I've ever seen in my life. Like, he was literally sculpted like a Greek god. Like, he was in such unbelievably good shape, and I felt this immense pressure to also be like in an insane good shape, because he was literally like, he looked like he'd come off of like a Sports Illustrated shoot on the beach in the Maldives. Like, it was just mad, and I just felt this pressure. So like, I would just make myself say, I don't think he ever actually knew that I was feeling like that, because I just didn't bring it up because I was so embarrassed. But yeah, I felt this tremendous pressure to like look good with him. And at the time that we were together, I was working in this wee cafe in Pollock Park, which is really nice. If you want to go check it out. And they'd obviously feed us when we were there on shift. And they'd sometimes like have scones in the back, and obviously I was so hungry all the time, my energy was low. And I remember I was on my break, and I'd always have like a salmon ciabatta, and they were so good. And I remember finishing it and being like, I'm actually so hungry, like, I need to eat. And I would binge a lot. I was like, I need to eat something right now. And there was a big hamper, and they'd left out some scones for us, and I ate 7 scones, like 7 huge, fat, chunky scones. They were great, such good scones they made in that place. But I remember I just couldn't stop myself. It was like I was I was in autopilot. I was just scoffing them, and I was doing it so quickly, like it was a guilt thing, that I was like, quickly, just as quick as possible. And obviously straight after, I felt extremely guilty, and I just made myself sick. I made myself sick so many times in that place. That was when it was like at its peak. And yeah, and I just look back at that, and I just feel so sad. I actually feel so emotional right now, probably because I'm extremely hungover. I've had 0 sleep, and I'm talking about something heavy. But yeah, I just like feel so bad for like my younger self. I'm like, I just wish she knew that she was literally fine, and she didn't have to do anything, and she just needed to chill and to just focus on herself and love herself a bit more, because I was so horrible to myself, and I actually thought I was like disgusting. Like, I hated looking at myself. I thought I was vile. And it's crazy because I feel like I'm slipping back into it. Oh, I'm emotional. And I feel like I'm slipping back into that now. And I think it's definitely triggered by the fact that I'm living abroad, and I feel like quite vulnerable. You know, I'm away from home. I don't have like my comfort people and my like support system around me, and I'm living with a family. I just don't really like, if I'm completely honest, I'm not enjoying my living situation at the minute. Like, being an au pair is tough. Yeah, and I just feel this like creeping feeling coming back over me where I'm like, well, there's one thing you can control, and that's the way you look. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's just something that's been on my mind quite a lot, and it's good that I'm aware of it, I think. And that's already the first start, is that I know that like it's kind of creeping back in. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard being in this world of social media, comparing yourself to people online, being young, being a girl, straight up, just being a girl. Like, it's hard, and there's just, I feel like it's a tremendous amount of pressure to like look our absolute best. And even though people are like, but that's not true, yes, it is true. Like, it's straight up, it is true. Like, and I think especially on this podcast, half the time I'm looking pretty rough. And I think in a way I'm kind of like, it's nice for me because I'm getting used to how I look, because I just, like, I'm not wearing makeup, I'm very like relaxed in here, and like that helps me a lot. And I hope it helps other people, where it's just like, who cares what you look like? Do you know what I mean? Like, just, I'm trying to normalize it. I'm trying not to make a big deal out of it. But yeah, I do feel like, as much as we can say, no, like, times have changed, like, no, like, you can look, like, you can do whatever, you can eat whatever, you can look however you want. I just don't believe that's true. I think there's still this mad pressure on women, and guys too, but I've no experience, obviously, from a guy's perspective, so I'm speaking from a women's perspective. But I do just think there's still this unbelievable amount of pressure to look our absolute best, and like have to be skinny, and then there's all these stupid effing trends that are coming out, like with this strawberry legs and arms, and like, what were the other ones? They were absolutely ridiculous. I was writing them down: granny fingers, hip dips, smile lines, tear marks. Like, what? Like, what are we doing to ourselves? Like, shut up. Like, why do you have to name all of these normal things that people just experience? Like, why are you bringing attention to it? Because who actually cares? Like, it frustrates me so much. Especially stuff like smile lines. What have we actually come to? Smile lines? What? Just because you're happy and you've you smile and you have the light, like, your face changes. Like, shut up. Makes me so unbelievably angry. I'm trying so hard not to swear. This is actually so difficult. Maybe I need to get a swear jar. I feel like I'm making it out as if like I'm proper, like, what should you say, vulgar. I don't think I'm that vulgar, but you realise how much you swear when you try not to swear. Like, I'm actually finding it proper tough right now. I've also written down a story that I wanted to talk about, because this also was a big turning point in my youth that made me very insecure about myself. And it's another thing, is like, just is your hair on your body. Bloody hell. Like, you have no idea the amount of pain I've put my body through to try reduce my hair. Like, I had to go to laser hair removal, which, to be honest, I actually do, because I get really, really bad ingrown hairs, to the point where, like, it was literally hurting when I was, like, sitting down and stuff. Like, it was not nice, and it has helped me tremendously, but I'm not going to sit here and say that's the only reason I was getting it. It was also for, like, appearance, like, so I could be hairless and not have to worry about shaving, and also just appearing extremely smooth, like a baby seal. So yeah, I get laser, and I will say that if you do suffer from ingrown hairs, I would 100% recommend it. It's literally the best investment ever. And also, see, in Spain, it is cheap. Like, I obviously don't do it here, but I do it in Scotland, and it's expensive in Scotland, but Spain is in high demand, so it's cheap. There's so many companies doing it. Like, I was, one of my friends is doing it here, and she gets her legs, bum hole. I get my bum hole done. I'm just gonna say it. I get my bum hole done. Do what you wish with that information. But yeah, so anyway, she does. I don't know why I shared that. I think maybe I'm still drunk. She gets her full legs, she gets her bikini, she gets her bum, she gets her navel for like €40. Which is mad. Which is absolutely mad. I've paid. Actually, I've not even paid. I'm not even going to lie. My mum paid for me. Because technically it's her fault that I'm so bloody hairy. She's French, so it makes sense. And she got it done. And she was like, this is something that I'm going to do for you. And I was like, I love you. So it was like £1,800. It's so expensive. But see, if you do have the money, absolutely worth every single penny. It's so worth it. Anyway, how did I get into this? Yeah, I'm going to tell you a story that really was a turning point in my life. I was, again, seeing a boy. I make myself sound like an SLAG on here, but I'm just... I just enjoy life. Anyway, so when I was 15, I was seeing this boy in France, actually, and it was summertime, and we were at the beach, and in front of his dad and his brother, who was an absolute psycho loony. I've never met anyone so crazy in my life. Like, actually, I can name a few other people, but he's also one of the craziest people I've ever met in my life. He's got extreme anger issues. Like, I've never met anyone like it. Like, we were in the car once. This is, I'm popping a pin in the other story, but I'm just going to tell this one really quickly. We were in a car together, like all of us, going back to their house, and this like guy on the road, like, I think maybe like cut him off a little bit, like, or maybe came out from a corner. I don't know, something happened with another car, and he like bumps the car with his car. Obviously the other car stops, and he's like, mate, what are you doing? This other guy gets out, and then the brother gets out and starts scrapping him in the street. Like, he was a psycho loony. I hope I don't have to see him again this year, because I couldn't stand him. And oh my god, his dad was this slimy little loser. That's so hard. This slimy little loser who would always hit on my mum, and he was always just a little freak. And he found me on Facebook, and he would like comment on my Instagram. He on my Facebook photos, and he also called me a catfish on Facebook, and I was like, pipe down, you're literally like 70 and balding. Not there's any problem with being 70 and balding, but in your case it's a problem. Anyway, so yeah, he's a crazy loony. Back to this story. In front of his freak dad, his loony brother's girlfriend was actually quite nice, and their best friend, I'm just lying on a towel, and he goes, oh my god, Gabrielle, oh my god, guys, she has the hairiest back of her thighs. Look how hairy the back of her thighs are. Oh my god, it's like a forest, like she's like a monkey. And that, imagine that as like a 14, 15-year-old girl. I felt sick. I felt sick in that moment. It was horrible. Like, and obviously they all looked, they're so weird. They all looked, and he was like pulling my hair, like playing with the hair in my back of my leg, on the back of my thighs, like on the beach. And I literally felt so mortified and so like, I'm so sad for my younger self. Like, she felt awful. And I remember just going home, and I remember there was hair removal cream, and it literally would give me a rash. Like, I've got eczema, so it literally bring out my eczema, give me a rash. Like, it was so like painful, but it was better than being hairy. And he has no idea how much he impacted me in that moment. Like, don't be a dick and point stuff out like that in front of people, like to a person. Like, just shut your stupid little mouth and keep it closed. Like, why would you bring attention to that? And I feel so sad for myself, because she was so upset about it, and I still think about it to this day. Isn't that crazy? And there's another story actually while we're at it. Another boy. You see the common theme here? It's all been SHITTY men. So, well, not even men, boys. There was this other boy that I was seeing, and this was back in, when was COVID? 2020. We were seeing each other in 2020. Yeah. It'll be back in 2020. I went to, you know what, I was a DICK, and I was one of the people that went on holiday during the summer. Like, you know, when they had the mad restrictions, you had to like sign all these stupid forms. Like, it was just daft. I went to Italy. I went to the south of Italy, and I had a fantastic time. And I was seeing this boy at the time who, let me tell you, was thick AF. I feel like I'm speaking in like internet lingo, but he was thick. Like, this boy is thick. Like, this boy once said to me, I actually can't go for this. He once said to me, he'd like gone for a nap. Oh my god, all he would do is come over and nap and just be an arse. And that's not swear words. And there was this one time he woke up from a nap, and I was reading a book in the living room or in the kitchen, and he just came in and went, I love that you can read. Oh, what? Thanks. Yeah, it's great that I'm literate. Like, what? Actually, I remember it to myself, like, you're so thick that you think that that's, like, so, like, romantic, that I can read a book and string a sentence together. Oh, he was a freak. Anyway, so we're in, we're in Italy, and I'm seeing this boy at the time, and my friend, posted a picture of me, on Instagram, and, like, just literally just like a grid post of me leaning against a wall. You know what, I will try find it actually, and I'll post it on here on the YouTube. I might not be able to find it, that was quite a while ago, but yeah, she posted like a grid photo of me leaning against a wall in Italy, like on my phone, like distracted, like a cool little indie photo, you know. And he has never met this girl, he doesn't know who she is. Like, he just knows that I'm on holiday with one of my best pals, and that's it. Never met, doesn't follow her on Instagram. And next thing you know, he's sending me a screenshot of the photo that she posted of me and goes, "No offense, but you look pregnant here." What? And I was obviously fuming, like absolutely livid, and my pal was ready to scrap him. Like, she was ready to throw fish. She was like, "Who is this absolute freak that you're with? Like, why are you with this boy? Like, he's..." Oh, oops. Anyway, I have to say it for this guy. And I was like, yeah, this is insane. And I was so raging at him, and he told me I was over exaggerating. He was like, "It's not that big a deal, like, I'm sorry," like, and I didn't speak to him for a full day, because I was like, I actually want nothing to do with you right now, like, you fully giving me the ick, you're a loser. And he then texted me, he was like, "How do you think I feel?" Like, I feel really bad right now. I was like, "How do you think I feel? You're literally texting me saying, 'No offense, you look pregnant here.'" Also, what's wrong with looking pregnant? Like, why are you saying it as if like it's a bad thing? And also, I just got my period that day. Not that I need to justify it, but I just had my period. I also ate a fat bowl of pasta because I'm in Naples. Like, obviously I'm gonna eat good food. I'm in Italy, it's the summer, and who cares that I've got a food baby? Why do you care? Like, and also, like, it's just my body. Why are you bringing attention to that? And why are you making it out as if it's a bad thing? It's not a bad thing, it's a normal thing. That what, like, my stomach, when it's full, actually comes out a little bit more because it's got food in it. Oh, I'm so fuming right now. Honestly, I'm thinking back, and again, poor wee me. I look back at her and I'm like, you poor little girl. Like, you should have just sacked him off immediately after that, but I didn't. I stayed with him a couple more months, and he made my life even worse. He put me in hospital. Not that he battered me, but for an infection. Anyway, so yeah, that is one of another story that I've experienced. Honestly, I've got so many, it's insane. I'm going to look, because I did an episode with my best friend Rach, and it is on here. I just don't know, because we did one on, like, I think body image, or like the worst things men have ever said to us. Yeah, surely I need to find it. I'm gonna find it. When was this? When would it have been? It will have been 2023. Here, I feel drunk right now, and my head is spinning. I do not feel good. I kind of want to be sick. Where is it? Oh, here you go. Yeah, no offense, you look pregnant in that photo. Oh, look at the back of your thighs. It's like a jungle. Oh my god, this is crazy. Oh, yeah, so, like, there's some other things. There was, like, a mix of stuff about body image and, like, the, like, appearances, as well as, like, just awful things that men have said to us, like, past boyfriends, like, situationships and things. And there's some that Rach has written, like, in the summer, this boy that she was seeing just turned to her and went, "You're so much more attractive when you're tanned." Shut up. Like, why would you say that to someone? Just keep your mouth shut. Just keep your mouth shut. There's absolutely no need to be saying anything. Anyway, I'm just going to keep going on. I'm actually, this is my podcast. I can rant. I was about to apologise for ranting. I don't care. I don't give a There you go. I don't give a I'm going to keep ranting about this. And then, there's another guy that said, actually, it's the same guy, because he was a I actually hate this boy. I hate him. He's pathetic. Here we go. Here's another one that he said to her. If you just worked out a bit more, your body could look like this, and like showed her a picture of like bloody, who knows, Summer Rae or something. Shut your goddamn mouth, you pathetic little fart. I'm getting so heated. And here's another one. You just look so tired when she was extremely heavily depressed. What goes through these people's stupid little minds? I will never know. But it's important to talk about, and it's important to laugh about. I'm not laughing though, to be honest. I'm not laughing at all. I'm not even having a good time. I'm getting more heated as this episode goes on. But it is something that we should talk about and actually call out. Like, I didn't call out the boy when I had my hairy thighs. I did call out that idiot about the pregnant photo, and then he gaslit me, made me feel bad. That's what I was thinking. Honestly, I'm so close to messaging him and being like, do you mind when you did this, you wee yeah, I think it's important to call that behaviour out. See, and also see if your pals are being like, this goes both ways for like both sexes. I feel weird saying that. I feel like that's not what you can say anymore. This goes, it's the same for everyone, no matter what you identify as. Call out your friends if they're saying stuff like that. Like, do not pick on people's appearance. There's no need. It's so nasty. Like, it's so unnecessary. Yeah, you can pick on someone's personality if someone's an absolute dick. Go for it. Go off. Do you know what I mean? But appearance, that is so shallow. It's such a low blow. It's so, like, you've got nothing else. Like, that's the only thing you've got against them, is the fact that you don't like this thing about their appearance. Grow up and get a life and look at yourself in the mirror. There's just no need for it. It's nasty, nasty behaviour. And we already go through it enough in this world, so why add to it and be even more of an arsehole? I've really not done well with the no swearing. You know what? It's not been as bad. Because I was actually looking back at an episode the other day and I was like, girl, you need to rein that in, because no one is going to pop a little advert in your podcast. So yeah, I thought this was a good one to start with, especially because I have been feeling really, really awful about it, like the way I look recently. Actually, this is a funny story. The other day I was like, I'm going to go to the swimming pool. I'm going to get back into fitness, because this is my issue, is I just don't like to exercise. People that do, I love that for you, and I wish that I could do that, because I honestly think you're amazing. Like, I love the fact that you love to exercise. I just genuinely hate it. Like, I hate the gym. I think the gym is like the worst place ever. Like, I just don't enjoy it. The vibes are not fun for me. I just don't like all the machines and all the sweat and all the people, and just, yeah, I don't enjoy it. And all these people, yeah, I just see, when you see all these people like in their proper exercise gear, like in the gym, I'm like, I just wish I could be you, but I'm not. So I've been trying to find stuff that I like. I feel like my foot is in the shot. It is. Here are my toes. But yeah, I've been trying to find stuff that I like to do, and in Glasgow I was doing Pilates, and I love Pilates. Pilates is so fun. I like doing that. I like group exercises and things like that. I like classes. So I was doing Pilates back there. I just never can motivate myself, but I feel a lot more motivated here than I did back in Glasgow. And also I think I'm just so scared of bumping into someone that I know and pure like sweating everything out and being pure out of breath and unfit. Anyway, I decided that I wanted to go to the pool because I like to swim, and swimming is such a fantastic exercise because it's just doing everything at once for you while you float about in the water and splash and have fun. And I thought, great, I'm gonna go. So I show up at my local pool. It's also absolutely ginormous. There's like 4 Olympian sized pools, and then there's like a pool for like divers, like proper Olympic divers. And I was like, how have I managed to get myself into this? Like, this was a €6 entry. I was like, okay. So I walk in. I've got my wee decathlon swimsuit. I've got my microfiber towel. They're really strict about like wearing shoes and like the UK is grotty. Like, everyone has to wear some cap here. Everyone has to wear flip flops or like sliders next to the pool and stuff like that. And you have to wear goggles too. And I show up and I'm like, God, everyone here is like pure and amazing shape, and there's genuinely, like, there was people, like, actual, like, proper swimmers, like, in the pool next to us, just going off, like, proper, you know what swimmers look like. They are just like this other, their bodies are insane, and they're just so unbelievably fit, it's mad. And then there's the divers next to me flipping from, like, meters and meters up, and I'm a €4 decathlon swimsuit, and my god, I just looked like a pure loser. And I, like, show up and I get in the water and I'm like, right, like, just start swimming, right? And I had a whole lane to myself, because I went during the day hoping that there wouldn't be a lot of people, but there was a lot of people, including all these extremely in shape, like, professional swimmers and divers. And I go in my lane, I'm just minding my business. I do, like, it's not a lap, one swim back and forth, right? I don't know what it's called, and I'm literally dying. I'm literally like I'm genuinely, that I honestly started gulping up water. I thought I was a strong swimmer. Like, I've always swummed, like, I've always swam, like, you know what I mean? I thought I was a strong swimmer. Apparently not. And clearly I felt this tremendous pressure to be pure fast next to all these people. And I was literally dying. Honestly, my legs were jelly, my arms were shaking. The old people next to me were flying past me. They were going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I managed 15 minutes. 15 minutes. And I had to excuse myself. Honestly, I wanted to apologise to everyone in that pool, but I'm really sorry I had to say that. I didn't know how to get out. It was weird, because I just kind of, like, slipped into the lane, like, into the water, like, and there was no way in hell I was pulling myself back up there. And I, like, say to this old man, I'm like, perdón, puedo salir de la piscina? And he's like, sí, just go that way. And there were stairs, and for some reason I just didn't take the stairs. I just thought, I'm going to pull myself up on this ledge. Mate, you should have seen me. I flopped. And this lifeguard had to come over, and he was like, ¿Todo bien? And I was like, yeah. I'm wriggling up. Like this big whale, like, just wiggling up in my little swimming costume. It's going on the side of the pool, literally. Oh, I made such an ass of myself. And it's because I was trying to pull myself up, and my arms were literally shaking from my 15 minutes workout, and I literally couldn't pull myself up, so I just had to go just jump myself up. Oh, it was so embarrassing. I just ran off. I just don't want to show my face at that pool anymore, but I also felt like the endorphins afterwards were insane. It was great. I felt so good afterwards. Came back, I did so much stuff. I literally was so motivated. I did so much stuff. I literally did so much stuff. I can't even tell you what I did. I just felt mad motivated afterwards. And I, like, wrote in my journal, I was like, I went for a swim and I did great and I loved every minute of it, and now I'm an athlete. But yeah, it was not a lot of fun. I really, really did not realise how unfit I am. So that is my goal for 2024. I know it's literally, like, what day is it? The 10th of February, but I think New Year's resolutions can just happen. Oh, my toes are out. New Year's resolutions can just come at any point in the year. Why do we need to make the rules? Actually, it's Chinese New Year today, so technically it's New Year. But yeah, my New Year's resolution is to get into fitness, because it actually does help your mental health. Who would have thought? It's not like people have been telling us for years, but I just refused to believe it. I was like, shut up. Like, you know what else gives me endorphins and makes me feel good and is good for my mental health? Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. But that also doesn't make me fit. So here we are. This was a good episode. I feel 40 minutes. It feels like 5 minutes. That's how much I love doing this. I've had a great time. I've loved every minute of it. My toes keep making an appearance. I got a really nice gel done for like 18 quid. I'm going to show you. Boop. Can you see that? It's a really nice purple. People on YouTube. I've thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I needed this rant. I feel good. I feel empowered. I feel like I'm going to go beat the patriarchy down with my podcast microphone and shout at them and spit in their eyes. And then, yeah, that's all. And then I'll probably go for a nap. I'm exhausted. What are my plans today? Oh yeah, I'm going for a sleepover. I've made good friends here. I've made really good friends in Madrid. I'm really happy about it. I've also got one of my best friends here already. But yeah, I'm actually proud of myself. Last night I went out with one of my pals. Tonight I'm going to my other pal's house for a girls' sleepover. I'm technically kicking her boyfriend out because they live together, and I'm like, I don't care. Tell your stinking man to get out. It's girls' night. We're gonna watch Mean Girls. We're gonna. Oof! I just burped. I'm sorry if you could hear that. I feel really sick. We're gonna watch Mean Girls. We're gonna make chili. We're gonna do face masks. We're gonna do feet masks. I've never done one of them before. I'm really, really, really excited. We're gonna pluck each other's eyebrows. I don't know. We're gonna do girl stuff, right? You don't need to know anymore. And then what time is it now, actually? Oh, it's 1 o'clock. I should probably eat something. I might make myself a little tortilla. I have been really immersing myself into Spanish culture, and I love Spanish culture. I'm all here for it. One thing is, though, I'm kind of sick of tapas. That's not really something I want to eat anymore. So yeah, back to my point. What I'm doing today. Yeah, I might go outside. I should probably get some air. I'm going to need a shower. I stink. I absolutely stink. And also, everyone smokes here, and it just lingers in your hair. Like, I know people smoke in the UK, but like, it's different here, like, because everyone's sitting outside and it's just an enclosed space. My hair stinks of cigarettes. That's not nice, right? I really don't feel well after that. I'm gonna shower. I'm gonna wash my hair. I'm gonna make myself look presentable, and then I'm gonna head to my pal's house and get her to stroke my head. Stroke my hair. Stroke my head. Stroke my hair. I'm gonna get her to stroke my hair, and we're gonna watch chick flicks. And the weather, like I said, is really bad today, so I don't feel guilty about not going outside. I get such like sun guilt. I think especially being from Scotland, like as soon as it's sunny outside, you feel this immense pressure to go out and make the most of it and be outside and be at one with the sun. So yeah, that is my plan today. And then tomorrow I'm going out with other friends. Listen how popular I am. And we're going to this big flea market, which is like literally the best thing ever in Madrid. I love it so much. Called the Rastro. It's amazing. You can get Levi jeans for €4. Need I say more? So yeah, it's a lot of fun. So those are my plans. I'm going for brunch tomorrow too. And obviously I'm going to edit this episode and probably call my mum. Probably have a wee cry at some point today. I feel like whenever I'm hungover, I just need to have a little cry, or like a really long sit down shower with a cry, you know. But the server here is not great. So yeah, those are my plans. I've really enjoyed this episode. I'm going to lie down on TikTok for a little minute, and then I'm going to go for my shower. So the takeaway from this episode is, be kinder to yourself. Do not listen to these stupid little trends and sayings online, and please try not to compare yourself to other people. I know that it's very, very easy, and it's not as like simple as just switching off and just one day being like, you know what, today I'm not going to compare myself. Like, it doesn't work like that. But just, you know, be kind to yourself. The world is already very hard, and you don't need to add to it by making yourself miserable. Do you know what I mean? And that is one thing that I'm trying to do, is be a lot kinder to myself and start to look at myself in the mirror and actually like what I see, which is a long journey. It's not easy. And I hope that other people don't feel as bad as I feel, because I feel pretty bad about the way I look, and it's not a nice feeling. It's pretty horrible. It's pretty degrading. Especially like the way that I speak to myself is just, it's not cool. It's not cool. It's not hot girl. It's HIT. It's not hot girl shit, you know? And it needs to stop. And I think we can all probably make a bigger more conscious effort of being kinder to each other, and especially to ourselves. So yeah, you know what you should do? Go look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself one thing that you like about yourself. I'm going to go do that right now after I spew my loads, because I actually can smell the cigarettes in my hair. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye. I also want to say that if you're struggling with anything and you're finding it hard to cope, please reach out to your GP or someone that you trust and talk to them about it and seek the help that you need. And I promise you're absolutely not alone. This is me from the future. I just had this overwhelming need to put in a sparkle because I feel like this was lacking
C-U-N-T-Y, if you get what I mean. I hope you enjoyed the episode. See you next week.